What's good, YouTube? It's Nas. We back with another video. Roll to 300 subscribers, of course. We're gonna keep going every day. And if you end up liking this video, subscribe and like the video so it can be recommended to other people that might like NBA content. But today's video, we're gonna be talking about Deron Williams, whatever you want to call him. And he was nice, bro. He's a forgotten player in NBA history for sure, because it's too bad he peaked early in his career. He didn't really get better towards the end of his career, or he didn't really have a long-lasting career as some of the old-time greats have. But he still had a 12-year career, and that's phenomenal. Not a lot of players can make it 10, 12 years, and Deron Williams did it, and he was nice while doing it. But let's just get into it. In the Jazz, on that Jazz team, in his first season, he averaged 11 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. Obviously, this being his rookie season, he was being compared to Chris Paul a lot because they were both one of the best young point guards in the league. They came out at the same time, really. I'm just realizing that now. They came out in the 05-06 season around the same time. And if y'all can remember, or if y'all think about it, if y'all even look it up, you could see that young Deron Williams and young Chris Paul were being compared to each other. And people want to know who was better because Deron Williams led the Jazz to the conference finals his second season in the league, where he averaged 16 points per game, 3 rebounds, and basically 9.5 assists. The stats don't say that, but that team with I'm forgetting who was on that team. Shit, I think it was Carlos Boozer, right? It might have been Carlos Boozer. I can't really remember correctly, but that Jazz team was good, and Deron Williams was the playmaker, and he was the anchor for that. And this being really his highest rated season in his second season, because obviously he had toned wins for the Jazz, and in my opinion, his Jazz days are his best seasons. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would agree with me on that, because he played in Brooklyn. He averaged his highest amount of points, yes, but the way he was getting his teammates involved with the Jazz, it just tells me, son, oh yeah, AK-47 was on his team too. I might do an AK-47 video too. But in his third season, he averaged basically 19 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 10.5 assists. This being why I said he was compared to Chris Paul a lot, because him and Chris Paul were one of the best point guards in the league at that time, or young point guards in the league. We could say best point guards because fuck it, why not? But they were also not even just worried about getting their buckets. It was more of a traditional point guard at that time, where you had to get your teammates involved, like Tony Parker, Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo being around at that time. It's not like today's society now, where the point guard is scoring the ball a lot and he's dishing out a lot of assists, like we see Trae Young doing. He's more like a point guard he would be more considered a 2000 point guard, because if y'all see his highest amount of assists, like not a lot of point guards do that in today's game. But in his fourth season, in the 2008-2009 season, Deron Williams averaged 19.5 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 10.5 assists again, him being one of the best playmakers again. And it was, oh my god, it was just special, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying. I wish he would have, because he could cross you over, he could shoot the three, he could shoot the mid, he was get past you, he was dunking on people. I know y'all don't remember, or it might be not be in this highlight video where I'm showing, but he caught a few bodies, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he didn't jump high. It didn't look like he was jumping high at all, but he still caught him. A body's a body, bro. But in the 2009-2010 season, Deron Williams averaged 18.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 10.5 assists. This being his best 3-year stretch, in my opinion, and that's really there's no really much to say about that, because it's the most amount of games he's played too, which was young in his career. And if I can remember, he got injured too a couple of these seasons, but this was the last time he would play 70 plus games until 2012. And the last couple seasons, his rookie season he played 80, second season he played 80, his third season he played 82, his fourth season he played 68, his fifth season he played 76, and in that fifth season, he averaged 21.5 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 9 assists. His last season in Utah, he played 53 games that season, 4 being traded that season, it looks like, to the Brooklyn Nets. And he played 12 games there, where he averaged 15 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and basically 13 assists. Him being this next point guard for the Nets, who were obviously trying to win now with with Brook Lopez being at the peak of his career at that time, him being that low post threat, and he's not the shooter that he is now. Because I look back and look at Brook Lopez now, I'm like, that's not the same Brook Lopez I remember when he was younger. Because Brook Lopez, when he was on the Nets, he was a low post threat, and he was hard to stop in the paint. And now he's just this big 7-footer that be on the 3-point line almost all game, and you have to watch out for that. But in the second season with the Nets, in the 2011-2012 season, he averaged 21 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 8.5 assists. Him playing 55 games that season, not a lot of games. In the 2012-2013 season, he averaged 19 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. This being his last season producing high numbers until this being his last season producing high numbers, where him being Deron Williams. So he went basically a 7-year stretch of 7 or 8. I'm not doing that. But he went a 7-year stretch of him putting up high numbers and him being one of the best point guards in the league. Not the best, I won't say that, because he wasn't considered that since his younger days. But him being one of the most underrated point guards or guards in the league, which is crazy. And then the 2013-14 season, we seen the drop off. He averaged 14 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, and 6 assists. And the next season, the 2014-15 season, he averaged 13 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. His last season on the Nets, and then he went to Dallas in the 2015-16 season. He averaged 14 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 6 assists. And this last season in Dallas, he averaged 13 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, and 7 assists. In the 2016-17 season, he played 40 games that season. Got traded. He was on the Cavs in that 2016-17 season. His last season in the NBA, he averaged 7.5 points per game, 2 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. But in his career, Deron Williams was a 3-time All-Star in 2010, 2012, All-NBA second team in 2008 and 2010, All-Rookie first team in 2006, obviously him being one of the best players. He was a gold medalist in 2008 and 2012, and in his career, he scored 13,804 points. And not a lot of players can say they accomplished that. And Deron Williams was one of the best players in the league. And during those seasons of his peak, I'm talking about Chris Paul now. Chris Paul averaged 16, 5, and 8. Second season, Chris Paul averaged 17, 4, and 9. Third season, he averaged 21, 4, and 11.5 assists. 2008, 2009, he averaged 22, 5, and 11. In the 2009-2010 season, he averaged 18, 4, and 10. So the arguments between him or Deron Williams were justified, because, come on, the stats look identical, and Deron Williams was having more playoff success at the time than Chris Paul. But I just wanted to make this video to talk about Deron Williams. Let me know how y'all feel about Deron Williams. Let me know down below. Subscribe. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If y'all want to see some more, there's a video on the left and the video on the right. Click on them.